Okay. My topic is a little bit deviating from my regular research and teaching aspect. I have chosen animal medicine and conservation perspectives. So, in this topic, is it okay? Am I audible for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes, sir. Thank you. So, I am focusing on animal medicine. Under that animal medicine, wild animal products used for medicine, wild animals as a whole used for medicine, and certain issues arises when you are going to use wild animals in the name of medicine. Certain issues involved. How to sort out that I will going to briefly address. Then health challenges when you are using wild animals or domesticated animals. Sometimes for in the name of medicine, again health issues we have to think of, particularly the person who is going to use, and understanding of the human wildlife interface and zoonotic diseases. So when you are going to use wild animals or some species of domestic animals, certainly there will be a disadvantages. So we have both advantages and disadvantages. Briefly, I will explain at the end. Then after this, I am going to touch upon conservation perspectives. So need of conservation, why we should do conservation, and how to conserve the wild animals, and what is the benefit if we do wildlife conservation. This is what I am going to cover in my topic. As soon we just talk about animal medicine, knowingly unknowingly, we get into three types of animal medicine, thinking that we are talking about the medicine which are going to be used for pet animals or the rearing animals. So I am not going to talk about all these aspects. So under this, usually animal medicine means if you go to any website or if you go to any textbook where biologicals vaccines are delivered, information given, and pharmaceuticals and medications. Of course, these three are also part and parcel of our life. Not only the wild animals medicine, even other synthetic drugs also we are using in all these three perspectives. So vaccines, naturally, we have to use against these organisms like rabies, parvovirus, E. coli problem, and to protect the public health as well as pet animals. And even we have mRNA vaccines also. Even if you take pharmaceuticals, there are so many group of pharmaceuticals we are using against infections, diabetes, obesity, pain, cancer, and age-related diseases. This is not for directly human being, it is for wild animals or domesticated animals. And even pharmaceuticals are also being used for all these purposes. Anesthetics, used as anesthetics, pain medications, antibiotics, and specialized products for managing reproductive, cardiovascular, and metabolic disorders. So therefore, all these things we can use it in the name of pills, liquids, injections, powders, feed additives, etc. The last one is medicines against some parasites. So even pet animals do have parasites, parasitic infection, and even human being also having parasitic infection. So why I am talking about all these three aspects means when you are talking about wild animals medicine, okay, animal medicine, naturally all these things knowingly or unknowingly, directly or indirectly, we get into touch with all these aspects. So therefore, my concern in this talk is not to talk about wild animals or domesticated animals medication. I am worrying about how wild animals are being used to treat human body as a whole and not a particular body part. In an holistic approach, I want to share few my thoughts. It is somewhat, I can say, a kind of generalized talk. Of course, I will give here and there some scientific facts, and I think all of you will be happy or will be with me for about 1 hour 15 minutes now onwards. Okay, so therefore my orientation is slightly different. I am not going to take upon or explain about domestic animals or wild animals treatment and their health management. I am talking about how wild animals or animal medicine from the domesticated animals or animals product for human health management. See, usually when you talk about animal medicine means this term comes traditional medicine. So in the society, every human being should have a very good health. And if we have sound health, we can accordingly, we have sound society, healthy society, and our cultural practices, right from our parents to offsprings or from our ancestral, this one, naturally would be good. If it is not good means naturally there will be a problem. So therefore, traditional medicine is not a new terminology. Even since ancient times, people used to go for traditional medicine. They used to practice this one by using plants, animals, and some substances from the nature. That is abiotic components, I can say. So the mode of treatment is for all these things supported by indigenous belief, a superstitious belief you can consider, or indigenous belief. It is a age-old method what our ancestors used to practice. Then practical skills. So because everyone cannot use all these things according to his desire or her desire, but one should have a practical skill, knowledge, how to use and how to use it for the treatment of human health. Experience handed down from generation to generation. This is not simply coming by one generation or by simply reading or seeing some YouTubes. So it is just a practice, experience coming from generation to generation. Maybe a grandparents to the parents, offsprings, like that. So it relies on the concept that every organ of the human body is interconnected with each other. We are not going to treat here for one particular organ, one particular part of the body. We are considered organism as a whole, human body as a whole, and treating animal medicine to overcome the any problems, diseases are there. So therefore, traditional medicine is an maximizing the body's innate ability to heal itself. So it is also called as personalized or customized medicine. Nowadays we are using it. All depends on lifestyle, mental status, physical activity, even spiritual belief. So all these four things are very important. And if all these four things are, I mean to say, good or practiced by human being, naturally the traditional medicine, people will go for traditional medicine. Even nowadays, many people are going to some ashramas, naturopathy, and going undertaking some naturopathy treatment, this and that. This is all based on all these four practices: lifestyle going to be changed, mental status, physical activity, spiritual belief. So therefore, traditional medicine focus on the use of animal medicine. So animal medicine, animal products will be considered mainly in the name of traditional medicine. Okay, and exact chemical composition is challenging to elucidate. This is the disadvantage. Very rarely we know, very rarely, and not lot of much published research is available connected to the chemical composition of different animals, wild animals use. So therefore, this is challenging to humankind. What kind of problem comes, we don't know. Many of the traditional remedies are field tested but are not explained well by modern medicine. We know everything. We know in the Veda and other publications, but especially whatever the details we could get in the name of modern medicine, similar type of information, published information, not available with the traditional medicine. So many constraints are there. So therefore, it is challenging, especially for human race. So WHO, World Health Organization, it has defined in this way, what is exactly traditional medicine? The sum total of knowledge or practices, whether applicable, explicable, or inexplicable, used in diagnosing, preventing, or eliminating a physical, mental, or social disease, which may rely exclusively on past experience or observations, handed down from generation to generation. So this is what the traditional medicine definition defined by the WHO. So it is not from one particular generation developed, it is from generation to generation, hand to hand it is go. And here mental status, physical activity, that all are important, and also very important. So the traditional medicine is also defined in this way: the sum total of knowledge, skills, and practices based on the theories, belief, experience, indigenous to different cultures that are used to maintain health as a whole, to prevent the disease problem, improve and treat physical and mental illness. So ultimately the aim is to treat mental illness and to treat unhealthy condition, to revoke or develop physical activity and improve health condition. This is the main purpose. So thus traditional medicine comprises medical aspects of traditional knowledge developed over generations, the folk belief of various societies, indigenous people before the era of modern medicine. It is not a new one, it is the old one. So traditional medicine is experience based. It is not simply immediately you can take up. It is based on experience. Culture bounded. Natural products are being used to prevent illness, to treat disease, maintain health. So when adopted outside of its traditional culture, traditional medicine is often referred as nowadays complementary medicine or alternative medicine. So whatever animal medicine we are following, it is nowadays called, along with the allopathic medicine, complementary medicine or alternative medicine. So in China, India and Africa, where this traditional medicine system is still going on right from the ancestral time, people are following. Many countries throughout the world, over many centuries, the traditional medicine is being practiced, and we have 100 countries, specific regulations they have, especially for herbal medicine, even for animal medicine. And it is often necessary to tailor legislation because over exploitation, overuse leads to problem. So therefore, legislation is used here to monitor and control the exploitation of herbs and wild animals, even some of the rare and endangered domestic animals. Some of the best known traditional medicine systems include traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Indian medicine, that is Ayurveda, what we call, and traditional Arabic medicine, it is also named as Unani medicine. So all these are somewhat medicines diverge, they are different therapeutic principles based on different therapeutic principles and having a theoretical background with associated technologies. So we have Thai traditional medicine, Thailand, 700 years old. We have African traditional medicine, and African rural communities are still mainly depend on this one. And we have Iranian traditional medicine, and accordingly, we have Indian traditional medicine also. Then who are the main users of traditional medicine? Earlier times, tribal population, forest dwellers, those who were living along with the forest ecosystem, nearby the forest ecosystem. Before the human civilization, they used to depend fully on traditional medicine, knowingly, unknowingly. They used to use herbs, plants from the nature, and also they used to use certain animals also for in the name of treating certain diseases. Okay, so therefore, especially for tribal population and forest dwellers, it is the right of tribes to access the wildlife, source of food, medicine, chemicals, and clothing. And the tribes are mainly depend on many wild animals to cure their various diseases. So hence, wildlife is one of the vital components of nature. So it includes not only the plant, not only the animals, even the microorganisms. So therefore, it is presence is very essential to keep up the tribe's survival for safe and healthy society in the tribal population or in the forest ecosystem. So few images how they used to hunt and invade or else catch hold certain animals in the nature. This is for food, even for medicine also. Fishes and all. Okay. So let us know briefly. I am not going in detail. Who are the tribal population, particularly in Indian context? How many types of tribal population we have? Sentinels tribe we have in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where their population size is 15. This is the vulnerable group in the India. Tribal population. Great Andamanese tribe, only 44 persons are living. Onge tribe, 101. Jarwa tribe, today Prajavani paper, where a big article has been written in this on this Jarwa tribe. If you are interested, you go through. They are living in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Kamar tribe, Madhya Pradesh. Kadra tribe, Kurumba tribe, Brihor tribe, Bondo tribe, Dongari Konda tribe, Siddhis tribe, especially Siddhis in Karnataka, Koraga tribe, again Dakshin Kannada and Kasargodu. So like this, these people, I am just not telling all the tribes, but some of the important tribal groups which are still untouched or not coming into the limelight or mainstream of the socio-economic improved our modern society. They are still in the forest ecosystem, and those tribes, they are facing a lot of constraints in the wild. Diseases introduced due to foreign occupation, especially ecotourism. In the name of ecotourism, people will visit forests and where they transfer certain diseases. That is the big problem. Malnutrition, they won't get properly good food, nutritious food, well diet, well balanced diet. Then they always facing sexually transmitted diseases because they are not maintaining hygienic conditions. And high infant mortality, children from different tribal communities. This is the major problem in tribes. Okay. And accordingly, this is what hunting they practice. So the healing of human elements by using therapeutics based on medicine obtained from animals, it is nowadays called zoo therapy. So the scientist, one of the famous scientists, who is well known in tribal medicine, traditional medicine, states all human culture which presents a structured medical system will utilize animals as medicines. So that is why I have taken this particular topic. Whatever the medicines we are using, majority of the medicines, both in allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, whatever, where we are using one or the other way, directly or indirectly, animal products for preparing medicine. So hence animal medicine is nowadays talk of the day. So let us know about the zoo therapy. The use of animals for traditional medicine, again, related cultural purposes, healing, witchcraft, rituals, charms, ceremonies, like that. Even excreta, fur, feather, bones, glands are being used. Ethnomedical, ethnozoological, conservation prospects, attending primarily to the species used and their medical practices. So then, why we should use animals or wild animals in the name of medicine? Because wild animal products are used to cure all these issues. General debility, it is common problem. Weakness, overworking, night sweating, insomnia, nightmares, ejaculation precox, infertility, getting old, aging, getting cold feeling in sex and unable to pregnant. So these are all major issues even in the modern society we are facing. The tribal people also facing. Forest dwellers also facing. So these are all the common problems. Okay. So to overcome all these, traditional medicine is commonly used right from the beginning. So traditional medicine plays a role in meeting the healthcare needs of an estimated 70 to 95% of population, either in low or middle income countries, especially Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Middle East. And this in the name of zoo therapy, now we are using the term by avoiding traditional medicine, zoo therapy. So it provides a holistic approach to heal the health. So it is more accessible, acceptable, and affordable. These three things, A cube, what we call accessible, easily accessible, acceptable, every community member can accept, and affordable, not more economic. Earlier days, in the name of traditional medicine, only plants were used to produce medical compounds or medicine, but now animals also being used. Hence, the term zootherapy came into existence. Increasing demand for traditional medicine contributes unsustainable harvest and international trade in wildlife. So, we are directly or indirectly encouraging the wildlife hunting. Wildlife hunt means that is what I said, not only animals, wild plants, plant species, and microbes also. So as a result of that, one fine day we are going to lose wildlife. So therefore, disadvantage is wildlife depletion. So pressing conservation concern and threatens human health by allowing animals and their pathogens to travel across large distance. If you keep on using wildlife in the name of medicine, sometimes, as a whole animal will be used without testing it. Whole plant material is used without testing it. So we don't know how many pathogens are present in that, harmful or beneficial, we don't know. But we will get into all those organisms in our body and we transmit from one person to another person. So throughout the world, it is moving around. Like that, not only wildlife depletion, even for the human health point of view, side effects would be there, especially some zoonotic diseases we may get. So that is why while using this particular wild medicine or animal medicine, we should be very careful. So rodents, bats, primates are constantly used in the name of zootherapy, but accordingly, these three groups of animals acts as a important wildlife reservoirs for zoonotic diseases, whatever pathogens we have. So this is the negative impact. So take for example, human bat, how we are using for bats for human treatment, disease problem and other things. See, bats are used in zootherapies. Small house dwelling bats are used in Nepal. Bat fat is used in Pakistan. Bat teeth is used in Malaysia for medicinal and cultural purposes. So bats are also used to cure asthma, arthritis, fever in Bangladesh, enhance female fertility in Nigeria, sold widely in traditional medicine markets in Benin. I means the animal medicine in general, wildlife products in the name of medicine in particular, usage is not same around the globe. It is region specific, country specific, cultural belief specific. So the hunting and consumption of bats for meat and medicine involves at least 167 species. 167 species of bats we are exploiting. Africa, Asia, Oceania, Central and South America. What kind of genetic diseases they bring, we don't know. The widespread use of bats as a zootherapy in areas where they are hunted and traded for bush meat, it is very popular in foreign countries. These are all the different bat species, especially for non-zoologists who are attending this, just to try to see all these species. There are different types of bat species. Then coming to the bats again. So the bats acts as a coronavirus, reservoirs of coronavirus. Already throughout the world, human race has suffered a lot. Then filoviruses and Nipah viruses. So means to say bats usage, bat spots usage, always involved with contamination or transmission of this kind of viruses to mankind. While using, we should be careful. Coming to the other organisms like loris also, we are using loris. And primates used in zootherapies, 101 species of primates we are used in traditional folk practices. Even magic religious rituals also. So 50% of the species primates are in the danger and going to become extinct. When they are going to become extinct, we don't know. That is the problem. And these are all some of the primate species, beautiful organisms which are present on the higher canopy, lower canopy, whatever, at different trophic levels of the forest ecosystem. And they are playing a very important role for every trophic level, their presence is very important in the name of food chain, food webs, and conservation, maintenance of diversity. We are losing all these in the name of exploiting all these organisms in the name of medicine. Primates are reservoirs of all these retroviruses again, and endemic or pandemic AIDS viruses earlier days recorded. Primates have also played a role in the transmission of Ebola virus and anthrax. So while using them, we should be cautious. Likewise, the gorilla species are all facing endangered state because of over exploitation. Cross River National Park, it is known in Nigeria, and all these Cross River gorilla, Perusus red colobus monkey, Nigeria Cameroon chimpanzee, drill monkey, and Perusus monkey. These are all very important novel species. They are also facing, and we are all exploiting all these one on the other regions. So animals are used traditional medicine for treating various injuries, elements from burns to epilepsy, behavioral problems, nighttime incontinence, mental problems, cure for poisoning, even vessels for medicine, skulls and shells to make wood and deliver medicine. We kill the big primates. Health promoters, bone to confer strength, and all these purposes. Even the bone, skull, shell, even tusks of elephant, teeth, that all we are using. Brain, gallbladder, intestine, kidney, pancreas, heart, so on and so forth. Internal organs also we are using. Other parts like bone marrow, eyes, tail, feather, whiskers, even fecus of other animals and body fluids. We are all using all these fat, fur, blood, all these things. So this is how you can see the python oil is prepared by killing the python. It is used for body rub. Fresh python fat mixed with local liquor, dried and used as lozenges. The feathers are used for various cultural purposes and decoration. Pangolin scales used to cure various illnesses. So like this, different animals and their body parts we are using. Dried meat from domestic and wild animals was commonly described as medicinal and cultural practices earlier days. Even nowadays we are using. Porcupine we are using to give strength to an unborn child. Snail meat is used as high-up. Snail is one of the important fragile creature in the ecosystem. Sometimes it acts as a flagship species. Apple snail, Pyloglobosa, example, to treat, its flesh is used to treat sore eyes. In South India, very common. And these are all porcupine species. Different African crested porcupine, Malayan porcupine, Brazilian porcupine, North American porcupine, different species. And these are all different species of snails under threat because of exploitation in the name of medicine. And animal parts administered sometimes orally, direct or as an extract, topically, that is skin, eyes, and inhaled, sometimes subcutaneously, or enema or some other means we are using. Orally administered zootherapies involved ingestion of food, so wild animals killing and eating, or drinking their body fluid or body parts. Like that, in a different way, we are using the animal parts, extracts of wild animals, and from animal parts. These are all used as enemas for children, particularly. In the name of topical application, wild animals are animals products wearing odd parts and skins, using powders, that is bone powder, molten fat. Fat is used because of as a body rub. So this is how we are using. These are all in the name of Indian. So some more details, if you want, you can refer this textbook. Zootherapy as a potential pathway for genetic spillover, a mixed methods study of the use of animal products in medicinal cultural practices in Nigeria, Sagan et al. In 2022, recently published article. So detailed aspects, if you want, you can go through. Coming to leeches. So we are using leeches for various purposes. So especially in cancer therapy, where leeches are used, one of the biological agent. So nose, forehead, breast, cheek, digits. For all these reconstruction, if any problem happens with all these organs, so to reconstruct, we go for using this leech. Leech therapy affects blood clotting, even during surgeries also. And naturally and completely we are using this. And it helps for benefits for blood circulation, even baldiness, hair loss on the scalp, where leech therapy provide a very good, treatment to regrow the hairs. Iridine, again from the leech, it used as a anticoagulant in surgical operations. So for this, producing this anticoagulant, we are killing lot of leeches. It retards the coagulation of blood. Leech extract containing mucolytic enzyme. It is used as an effective treatment against asthma, acute rhinopharyngitis, running nose problem to cure. Leeches are used to suck blood. Cancer patients, cancer therapy, where surgically very difficult to remove sometimes, where animals, leech-like animal are allowed to suck the clotted blood, cancerous tissue, that all. So likewise, nervous system abnormalities, dental problems, skin diseases, where leeches are extensively used. This is what leech therapy benefits. Coming to the another organism, that is insect, red ant, Oikophilus samargdana. Its eggs form a constituent of medicine used to treat malaria by some tribal people. So whenever they get malaria, they go for collecting the nest of red ants, and complete nest they use, eggs they use. And even if you go to Malnad area, where people before rainy season starts, they go for using red ants chutney to improve the immunity, to avoid the cold. So stink bug, another one, it is used in China as a aphrodisiac agent. So sexual urge, to increase the sexual stimulity, sexual urge. Termite queen, again termite, ಗೆದ್ದಲುಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ in Kannada. It is believed to be a powerful sexual tonic. Water beetles, antidiuretic, used as antidiuretic. Honeybee, hive products used to treat joint pain, cancer, and arthritis. I will brief some more details about honeybee treatment later. And these are all the organisms. For other friends who are not zoologists, this is what bug, this is what termite queen, apple snail, honeybee, water bug. Sea mussels, again molluscans, used in the manufacture of vitamin products. Cuttlefish bone of sepia, used as antacid and sedative agents. Shark fins, body parts are used as one of the ingredient in the manufacture of medicine. And remember, shark fins are used to produce soup, especially in UK, wherever the newly wedded couples, if they go and stay in hotels, they offer shark soup as a sexual stimulant for newly wedded couples. In many countries, this practice is there. For that, huge big sharks are killed and collected shark fins. This is what shark fins, you can see, sepia and sea mussel. And wild animals, particularly the mega mammals, like carnivorous animals like leopard, tiger, and their parts. Here I am showing all these just not to encourage the wild animals hunting, wild medicine. I am creating awareness. I wanted to create awareness about how much wild animals we are depleting in the nature. One should not get into this particular type of activity. So you see how it is being treated. See, tiger, for example, just you take one tiger alone, tiger species alone. The labels, whatever given, these are all the body parts of the tiger involved in the preparation of traditional Chinese medicine. Tail of skin diseases. Tiger tail is used extensively to treat skin dermatitis and other problems. Bile convulsions, bile, gallbladder and all. For this particular posterior end of the body of a tiger is used here, the flesh and other things. Fat, joint treatments, blood, willpower, brain, laziness, to avoid laziness, eyes, epilepsy problem, nose. Means to say all body parts are medicinally important. That is why this kind of big animals are killed. It is a keystone species. One tiger, if you lose, means 100 acres of forest area you are going to lose indirectly. One tiger can manage the biodiversity of 100 acres of forest area. If you lose this kind of mega animals, so what is the fate of forest? You just think of 100 million people in US believe in these products. Official data, whatever data available, it is all from advanced modern countries or advanced developed countries. They give data, but in some countries, we don't have data, we don't have research, or else if it is researched not properly, it is inventorized. Inventorying is poor. We are poor in inventorying the things. Everything we have, but we don't have scientific data, proper data. So like this, you see just how many animals they are just trading. Take for example, hornbill. It is one of the keystone species again, very common in Uttar Kannada district of Karnataka state. This is killed to cure rheumatism. Hornbill fat is used. Then grey hornbill. This is having high medicinal value. Like that python, even the lizard, garden lizard monitor, what we call common garden lizard, also killed for its pelt, that is a dry skin, and also its muzzle is highly valued, especially in Goa. Very many people are consuming the meat of this garden lizard. So this becomes a threatened species nowadays in many ecosystems. And musk deer, musk pod, kasturi mruga, what we call in Kannada, kasturi. So this is what, for just to exploiting this pod, we are killing the whole animal. Just it is present in the genital organ, that is nearby genital organ. The whole animal we are killing in human way. And this particular musk pod possesses a medicinal property to treat heart and nerves and breathing issues with human being. And we are also using the products for shampoo and other purposes, detergents and other purposes, cosmetics. Flesh of peacock has high medicinal value. Peacock is our national bird. Pava cristatus, even that also we are not allowing. I mean, we are killing, but now it is no more threatened species. Its population is increasing gradually. But if you catch hold and kill, means you will be arrested. Flesh and bones of Indian barn owl, Andaman barn owl, curative for paralysis and gout and rheumatism. So these species are endangered. Tiger fat tail, all these I have already made it. Rhinoceros horn, just for a rhinoceros horn, we are killing rhino because of its medicinal value. And civet cat and seal, the penny. These civet cat and the penises of seals are also being used widely in the name of medicine. Okay. And as a result of all these, we have a collaborative research program for pharmaceutical industries, and many scientists are working on this line. And where pharmaceutical purposes, application of biological science, chemistry, molecular biology, biochemistry. Now, we are trying to find out what kind of chemical compounds are there, what is their morphology, or else structural formula, what type of chemical nature it have. That all details now, because of with the help of advancement in the field of medicine, field of pharmacology, field of biochemistry, molecular biology, people are doing. And all these animals, cats, guinea pigs, dogs, mice, rats, monkeys are used. See, this is how you see wild animals we are eating. And all these leopards, pangolins, commonly used. And even snakes. There is a Red Cross Snake Forum. It is established in 1923 Bangkok, where snakes are collected, caught, used for venom production. and anti-snake bite serum in pharmacological industry where we are producing. And this is how we are both what we call vipers, even cobra, naja, even king cobra, all these animals we are rearing and harvesting venom like this. And these venoms are important anti-platelet drugs used to treat so many heart diseases. Snake species like Bothrops, Jaraca, like that Crotalus terrificus, extensively used for venom production in Brazil. There is an institute, Patanata Research Institute is there. Cobra venom is used in important medicine as in Ayurveda. Like that, the small dose of cobra venom is used to treat neuritis, neuroleprosy, spinal tuberculosis, migraine, intractable pain, pain due to cancer, like this. So commonly called cobraxin, cardiotoxin. These are all the toxins in the cobra venom present. And Stipen, Russell viper venom used in anticoagulant therapy. And a lot of research work is going on in Mysore University from biochemistry department, where different species of snakes are used and their venom is used to test their efficacy against various diseases. And pigeon therapy, pigeon muzzles are used to treat arthritis and paralysis. Honeybees, it is also commonly called a sting therapy or epitherapy. So especially bee venom, melatonin is present in the bee venom, one of the important component. It is used against ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, human malignant hepatocellular carcinoma, means cancer treatment of various organs. Bee products, especially the honey, pollen, and all these things have anti-cancer, antibacterial, antiviral, and antiparasitic properties. Hence, the bee products, beehive products are used both in wild and domesticated condition. These are all the products of beehive: honey, propolis, bee meal, pollen, royal jelly, bee bread, beeswax, bee venom. And bee products help elevate the cancer progression, inhibition of bacterial and viral proliferation, mitigation of parasitic related symptoms in the human body. So therefore, apitherapy is very common nowadays, and apitherapy clinics are available in Korea, China, Japan, even in northeastern parts of Indian subcontinent. This is what honeybee, just for other friends who have not seen the honeybee colony, if they have not seen, just. And these are all the products. So this is what pollen, royal jelly, apiculture leaf rub is available, bee venom pellets are available, venom flex is available. These are all some of the important products produced from the beehive products. This is what sting therapy to avoid migraine. See, live honeybees are gently handled and allowed to sting and ejaculate a little quantity of venom so that the migraine problem can be solved. So this is how the well experienced, especially in Australia and New Zealand, it is very common. So all these medicinal values could boon to open direct or indirect or legal or illegal avenues for the wildlife trade at different parts of the world. This is what the concern. We are worrying about this particular problem. See the different animals used in traditional medicine, reptiles, gastropods. These are all different groups belongs to the kingdom Animalia. Fishes, again mammals, birds, insects, like that. How they are using frequently. And see the animal products like meat, whole animal, milk, fat, hide, liver, egg, bones, butter, all these things we are using. So here as animal as a whole we are using, animal products we are using. And for example, Columbia livia, see nervous disorder if it is there, that's what I said, paralysis. So we are using like that, Apicirana, Labiorohita, Gallus, chicken, Bos taurus. Means to say the different animals are used in different problems. So number of animals killing we are, see fishes on the top, followed by mammals, reptiles, birds, crustaceans and mollusks. See in the museum, China, where how the animal products are displayed for exhibition. Even donkeys slaughtered for rites to be used in traditional Chinese medicine. Even in Karnataka, if you go to villages, where donkey milk is used, collected and used, now donkey is a threatened species. Like that, you see the wild animal products. See the removed, what we call, whatever scale is there, pangolin scale removed body, means naked skinned pangolins. How many animals they are hunting. And another one more important thing, it is now talk of the day. Many people recently talking about this particular this one, that is fungus. It looks like silkworm, 15-star silkworm larva, but it is a fungus. Opiocordyceps sinensis fungus, most expensive and sought after biological resources. It is used as Himalayan Viagra, sex stimulant, Himalayan Viagra. It is a entomopathogenic fungus, grows on insect, caterpillars. Okay. So it contains cordycepin, a chemical adenosine derivative compound. This is useful for treating certain diseases. At the same time, you see the fruiting body of this fungus in nature provide huge quantity of arsenic. Arsenic is a toxic compound, heavy metals, and these are all toxic to human being. But without testing, we are consuming in the name of Viagra. Okay. And Chinese government has got, brought one regulation. So Chinese State Administration for Market Regulation since 2003, they are looking after this particular product and taking a lot of care. So in the name of medicine, in the name of Viagra, sex stimulant and other purposes, over harvesting and over exploitation have led to the classification of this particular entomopathogenic fungus in endangered species, considered as endangered species. How species become endangered? This is our over-exploitation. See, it is common seen in African countries. If you go to Africa, where simply without any agitation, they sell like this the wild animals and wild animal products. So these are all the different animals used for human health treatment. So like this, different species and other details are there. If you want, I will give this one. So advantages are, it is holistic. If it is a plant, it is holistic. And issues of the soul, spirit and body can be addressed. But thing is, it is cheap, easily accessible to most people who are living nearby the forest ecosystem and rural population. It is also considered to be a lot cheaper than orthodox medicine, being naturally nourished. That is there, but disadvantages are improper diagnosis, which could be misleading. This is the disadvantage. Then dosage is most often vague. Specific dosage, very difficult to tell. Medicines are prepared under unhygienic conditions. Contamination problem would be there. Knowledge is still shrouded in secrecy and not easily disseminated. So tribal population, or else a learned pharmacologist, he may be knowing, but he will not unable to reveal the details. So secrets and knowledge, shrouded knowledge. These are all the disadvantages if you go for using animal medicine. So some more details. Spider silk. So it is used to make artificial ligaments, support tissue, bone and nerve cells. Ligament is very much important. Any accident, anything, if a ligament tear, wherever it is there. So to treat spider silk is, so we are exploiting spider also. Spider is again one of the important species in the ecosystem. Coral reefs. And see, this is what coral reefs also we are using. Even crab is also being used. Like that, so many things. crushed products, metro, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Japanese communities, they are commonly using. So in the name of that, this is what they do, hunting, illegal hunting. See how just killing a big wild ghost and happily posing in front of the dead animal. Gore, like this, you see here how they are just, see the bird species, how much they have killed, python and the deers. There is no end at all. So the latest technology allows us to look after for potential medicines in the natural world without collecting or harming a single animal. This is what we should think of. All we need for their DNA, little quantity of DNA. So traditional Chinese medicine uses ingredients from 36 animal species, including all these, and all these animals are enlisted as endangered. So frequent use of animal byproducts in traditional healthcare systems cause harm to animal life. We are not only losing animals, wild animals, we are also getting some zoonotic diseases from those animals. So use of animals for medicine purpose is part of body traditional knowledge is increasing, becoming more relevant to discussions presently on conservation biology, public health policies, sustainable management of natural resources, and biological prospection and patents. This is what is required nowadays. So conservation perspectives, another subdivision of my topic. Need of conservation, why we should do conservation, methods of conservation, and benefits of wild animals conservation. See, wild animals are considered earlier natural resources. It is every country's natural resources. It is not one person's property. It is a government property. Natural resources is a government property. It is not anyone's property. So McNeely et al. In 1985, they have just identified the values of wildlife, both including plants, animals, and microbes. And he has given classified into direct and indirect values or positive values. I'm telling only about here positive values of wildlife. Economically, they are important. Nutritionally, they are important. Ecologically, they are playing a very important role in the ecosystem. And socio-culturally, they have their own values and inspiring human race in a various way. So therefore, presence of wildlife or animals on this planet Earth, both domesticated and wild, very important for human race survival. So accordingly, we should go for conservation. So National Strategy for Conservation and Sustainable Development in 1980 defines, of course, we cannot completely avoid the killing or collecting of wild animals. But as per this, judicious use, protection and management of our richly diverse culture and natural resources for future generation. We should think in our mind when we are going to exploit, when we are going to use animal medicine. We should think of this diverse culture, natural resources for our future generation, not only for our own generation. Conservation is an act of preserving flora, fauna, and the natural environment. So wildlife conservation requires, we need constitutional, legislative, and judicial machinery or strands, without which we cannot conserve. Simply just by delivering a lecture, simply by writing an article, simply by telling something to the public or else educated, learned personnel, it is not suffice the need, but we need all these strands. Then only it is possible. So therefore, under this heads, constitutional, legislative, judicial strands, the main objective of the conservation is to restore unique wildlife which is facing threat to various man-made activities. So the objectives are maintenance of equilibrium between biotic and abiotic components in the ecosystem. This is very important for human survival. Preservation of total gene pool, both plants, animals, microbes at the global level. Not only India is model to so many countries as far as wildlife acts, wildlife legislation is concerned. It does not mean that we alone, if you conserve wildlife in India, everything will be solved. No, all the countries should involve. Global level, it should happen. Ensure optimum utilization of flora and fauna and provide the best means of recreation and ecotourism. So in the name of that, we have in situ conservation where wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves we have established. So here wildlife sanctuaries are established in the name of geography. Wherever the wild animals are there, to conserve all those wild animals, established wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves. I'm not going in detail all those aspects. This is what in situ conservation. So not only we are focusing on all those animal species, indirectly we are conserving the both flora, microbes and ecosystem as a whole. And like this, some of the animals are endangered, threatened. In the name of all those animals, we have established, between Indian government has established conservation sanctuaries to conserve. Grizzard wild squirrel, it is again very rare, common in Himalayan region, North India. Salamanders, crocodile, gharial, saltwater crocodiles. Like this, birds, in the name of specific species wise. After realizing the importance of all these species, we have peacock sanctuary, Indian bustard, only few species left out in Indian subcontinent. It is a highly critically endangered species. And we are all also having different and mammals wildlife sanctuaries. All these to conserve all these species. We are using all these species for medicine purpose, different regions. And also in the name of ex situ conservation. So we are establishing zoological gardens. We are establishing aquariums, museums, water parks. All these means to say the urban animals, wild animals, or endangered animals, rare animals will be brought to the zoo garden, zoological garden, where it is displayed, so that indirectly or directly we can create awareness about all these species and their role in the ecosystem. Thereby, we can create awareness so that we can minimize the utilization or use of those such animals. This is what the purpose of a vision of zoological gardens and aquariums, not just for simply recreation. And we have Zoo Authority of India in Indian government, Central Zoo Authority. It is the body of government of India, and it is taking care about in situ conservation. Ex situ conservation. And we have Indian Board for Wildlife. See, in India, we have all these things, all these machineries we have. Here, Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman, and all the directors who are supremo in their different departments become the members. They will be there and they will be deciding what animal should be protected, like that, what kind of animal project should be implemented, like Project Tiger, Project Lion, Project Gir, like that. They will take care. We have everything. And we have wildlife legislation. So it is a well drafted regulation. So the meticulous enforcement system and administrative machinery, the details are given in this. So to conserve wildlife, conserve forest, wildlife trade licensing, patenting plants and animals, organisms hunting, poaching, all these things will be taken care under this wildlife legislation. So in the name of that, in a democratic society, law is very important. It insists discipline and create public awareness and fear among the public. It is very important. It can impose punishment with imprisonment and penalties. And this is not a old, to say new one, right from the Ashoka period, we are practicing. We have a very good number of laws and acts like Police Act, Madras Elephant Preservation Act, Indian Forest Act, Wild Birds and Game Protection Act, Sea Customs Act. Even before independence, after independence, we have Indian Board for Wildlife. Then we have Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. We have Wildlife Protection Act 1972. This is what Wildlife Protection Act, where different schedules, what are the animals are under threat, what are the animals should be avoided for hunting and killing. That all details are given in this Wildlife Protection Act. It is with 7 chapters. Everything is detailed. It is available in the website. Simply you just log on Wildlife Protection Act 1972. You will get 48 pages draft. You can collect and you can read. And here, how to establish sanctuaries, what animal, in the name of what animal we should establish sanctuaries, national parks, like that. Even we have Biological Diversity Act. Earlier days only the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was there. So after realizing the importance of wild animals and other animals, Biological Diversity Act came into existence in 2002. It was established under the Convention of Biological Diversity, international level. And all these details given. Okay. We have biodiversity heritage sites under this Biodiversity Act. So the heritage sites are the sites. They are rich with local biodiversity. Even in the marine ecosystem also we have. So in India, we have 32 heritage sites and they are identified by UNESCO World Heritage Convention. And see the biodiversity important ones are rhinos, richness of wild, particularly domesticated species, intraspecific categories, and high endemism, endemic species conservation. Presence of rare and threatened species also we are taken care in the biodiversity heritage sites. Keystone species, species of evolutionary significance, and wild ancestors. So all these things will be taken care in the biodiversity or heritage sites. Important heritage sites in India are Kaziranga, Manas, Keldiyo, Sundarbans, all these. In Karnataka, if you want, Nallur Tamarind Grove is very famous. Ogarken Biodiversity Heritage Site in Chikmagalur district, very famous. The whole university in agriculture, GKVK campus, Bangalore, declared as Biodiversity Heritage Site recently. After recording the biodiversity richness. And in the name of conservation of wild animals, we have, Indian government has established wildlife corridors. So it is an area, habitat connecting wildlife population separated by human activities. So movement from one place to another place. If you establish this kind of big roads, it is very difficult for the wild animal to move across. So therefore, wildlife corridors are established. Like that, so many corridors we have, natural corridors, we have artificial corridors, we have bird wildlife corridor, river corridor, coastal strip corridor, pollen corridor, like that, jaguar corridor, tiger corridor, species specific corridors are there. Why all these things? Elephant corridors, 88 elephant corridors are there. It is just for conservation purpose. Avoid over exploitation. If at all, to say, established or over-hunted, at least in the name of all these, we can at least some species we can conserve. In this regard, in India, a lot of research work is going on. We have so many institutes, universities involved with this wildlife research, endangered species, critically endangered species, and how best the researchers can help to conserve wildlife. That all Wildlife Institute of India, Indian Institute of Science, National Center for Biological Sciences, Center for Wildlife Studies, Advanced Institute of Wildlife Conservation, Geological Survey, Botanical Survey, CCMB, CMFRI, and other universities. See, take for example our own Mysore University, where we are doing a lot of, especially from biochemistry department, so many research work is going on the snake venom, and its application to treat so many diseases. So this kind of molecular level work, macro level, micro level, molecular level work is conducted by so many institutes to strengthen the conservation prospects. BNHS, NGOs, non-governmental organizations also play a very important role here, like Bombay Natural History Society, Prakriti Wildlife Club, okay, Center for Ecological Studies, Gubbi Labs, Zoo Outreach Organization in Coimbatore, Ashoka Trust, Bangalore, AWBI, Autonomous Organization, Animal Welfare Board of India, Chennai, head office located, See, like this, so many organizations, I'm quoting few only. Like that, nowadays, every city has got a NGO, they are working. So thanks to the NGOs, because they are creating awareness among the educated youths, educated public, so that they will get involved with this particular activity, so that some extent a pressure on the wild animals or animal medicine is decreased after realizing all this. So with this, I am come to an end of my topic, wild medicine or animal medicine and conservation perspectives. So if you have any specific questions, you are welcome. And it is just to create awareness among the educated youths and teachers, particularly if a teacher is well versed with all these things, he can share this knowledge with his students, so that few students means those students will share their knowledge with others. Like that, dissemination of knowledge is very important, especially in the name of conservation. So therefore, in that sense, I have developed this talk, and it is somewhat I think I fulfill the requirement of the title. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to ask. And I am thankful to the course coordinator, Professor Shakuntala, and also the director and assistant director of Madan Mohan Malaviya Training Teachers Training Center, University of Mysore, and all the participants for your listening. And thanks to some of the images I have collected from website and some of the text I have collected from website. I am thankful to website also.